Hey NBA fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today, let's take a look at all the latest NBA news and rumors here on a Friday. Let's go ahead and jump in with Boston and Gordon Hayward potentially staying put. Now, he set the scene for you. He was rumored to be a trade piece going forward in terms of the NBA trade deadline, and that, of course, didn't happen. He was not moved by the Boston Celtics. Teams did call, though, according to multiple reports, and he has a player option going into the next season, the 2020-2021 season. So there's debate right now whether they're going to re-sign him or just let him leave. But apparently, get some clarity here, as BostonSports.com is reporting that the Celtics are interested and are very leaning towards potentially re-signing Gordon Hayward. Quote, saying, a league source confirmed to BostonSportsJournal.com. The Celtics remain very interested in bringing back Gordon Hayward over the long term, whether or not he elects to pick up that option this summer. Now, this, of course, has to do with the fact that the Celtics are poised and ready for many deep playoff runs over the next couple of years. Are they the best team in the Eastern Conference right now? Well, no, Milwaukee is right there. But if you look at the current Eastern Conference standings, they're still top three. They're sitting right behind the Raptors at number 3. They can go ahead and pass them here if, things work out well in the next couple of weeks. But Boston, essentially, with Kemba Walker, with a guy like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, can be a good basketball team in the Eastern Conference that's pretty weak over the next couple of seasons. With this starting five, Walker, Brown, Tatum, Hayward, Daniel, overall, they're really good. And I think that they have a real shot to be good in terms of going to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. They might not win it because of Milwaukee, but if you want to be good for many years to come, it looks like Boston believes that will be at the hand of Gordon Hayward, who after the injury has still been pretty good and was really good this year. I think the only reason they discussed trade options with him at the deadline is because of the 2020 option. He could not pick it up, did not re-sign him, he could walk in free agency, but at least it looks like the team is curious and go ahead and trying and keeping him, and it makes a lot of sense from my standpoint. I think in terms of the team standpoint, to go ahead and keep him there because the Eastern Conference is ripe for the taking if you can get past Milwaukee over the next couple of seasons. Quick ad break here on YouTube. Don't worry about the ad running right now. Scroll down below, answer the pinned comment. Who is the second best team in the Eastern Conference? Now, statistically, it's the Raptors. But do we really think the Raptors are the second best team? Is it Milwaukee? Or sorry, is it Boston? Is it the Pacers? Is it the Nets? Is it someone else? Let me know what you guys think is the second best team in the comment section down below. Moving on, there's some turmoil happening right now with the Kings in regards to guard Buddy Hield, who apparently wants out. Now, you haven't watched a lot of Kings games this year. You wouldn't know that Buddy Hield, despite a lot of other Kings injuries, has been really good. Former first-round pick at Oklahoma in 2016. Very promising in terms of a future star, two-way player in this league, but is upset with the organization. And multiple reports, including from ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski and The Athletic, are that he might want to be traded this upcoming offseason. So, first off, he did sign a 4-year, $86 million extension in 2019, but back in December, publicly called out his team for the use of him and the playing of fourth quarter minutes overall. He thought other players were getting shots when he should have been getting shots, and basically got publicly criticized, publicly called out the organization, and then the organization had to internally punish him and criticize him for that. It was a bad overall look in December for the Kings, but they're still alive in the race for the 8th seed overall. Yes, they're 13th, but the jump from 13 to 8 is not that big with the Grizz and the Blazers and the Spurs and the Pelicans and the Suns all up there before him, but it does seem like the Kings, with Marvin Bagley and obviously De'Aaron Fox, they're trying to make a rebuilding team to be good in the Western Conference, could be losing Hield. The Athletic said, quote, if Hield remains displeased with his role, a source with knowledge of this of his thinking said he might request a trade. He believes he's a starter in the NBA, and there's no guarantee he'll get the job back given how the team has played lately. Of course, referring to the job back, he was benched earlier this year, has been productive off the bench, 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, 3.2 assists, and 43% from the field. But overall, it looks like we're gearing towards a split, a divorce, if you will, of the Kings and Buddy Hield. And listen, if you're a Kings fan, this isn't good. And you can be upset that Buddy Hield is publicly criticizing the team and making comments. Still a good player. And Bagley could be healthy and De'Aaron Fox merge together. That's a really good core right there that I think is underachieved overall. But if you keep them together in the future, they could be really good in terms of an 8th seed, a 7th seed, a 6th seed. We say really good in the Western Conference. Doesn't really mean anything when LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard and James Harden are all sitting there at the top and Steph Curry comes back for the Warriors. But overall, the news that Hield could be wanting to leave just makes perfect sense despite the 4-year extension. And now the Athletic has confirmed, like we said, he's displeased with being a bench player and might be looking for a trade in this upcoming offseason. If you guys subscribe to Chat Sports yet, if you haven't, click the red subscribe button down below. We would greatly appreciate that. Almost to 160 1,000 subs. We're that close. You could be a part of getting us there if you guys click the red subscribe button down below. We would greatly appreciate it. Speaking of LeBron and those LA Lakers, they made no trade deadline moves, but yet could still be looking to make some additions to the roster going forward to the Western Conference playoffs. So again, no deadline moves, still looking to add depth, and now Dion Waiters might fit pretty well as a role-playing guard on the Los Angeles Lakers. So let's go back a little bit. Remember, he was a Miami Heat at the beginning of the year, has publicly criticized Eric Spoelstra and called out the team and Pat Riley, and then had this whole weed gummy bear incident on a plane where he got weed gummy bears and was high, and it was a total mess. Got suspended. He's only played like 3 games this year, and apparently, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, is a thought potential depth addition to the LA Lakers, saying, quote, the Lakers are expected to have an exploratory conversation with Dion Waiters in the near future, league sources said. Lakers president and GM Rob Pelinka previously represented Waiters as a player agent. So, the connections there, Pelinka being a former agent, makes a lot of sense overall. You could get him for really, really cheap, and he would add some guard depth at the current Laker guard position, who the current guards are, well, watch on the screen. Obviously, James and Bradley are your starters, but your role players are Rondo, Caruso, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And again, does he play 10 minutes a night? How much is he actually going to play? It wouldn't really matter if he still was able to produce. We forget, Waiters was supposed to be really, really good when he was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers years ago. Never lived up to that potential. Has bounced around from team to team, but good teams, good players, good teammates tend to elevate bad players to a new level, and I think that he could have a real impact on the LA Lakers, who are cruising right now in the Western Conference. They will be the #1 seed. Is basically all but locked up, as LeBron and company have been dominating the past couple of weeks, and if they're just trying to, have as much role and depth player as they possibly can going into the Western Conference playoffs, Western Conference finals, maybe Dion Waiters makes a lot of sense. But again, just like the Buddy Hield reports, just like the Woj reports here with the Lakers, it just makes too much sense. Former player agent with Rob Pelinka could be a good addition to a team that, I'm not going to say is depleted at guard, but how much do you trust KCP overall? Speaking of the #1 overall seed, are the Lakers a lock for the 1 seed? Type 1 down below for yes, type 2 down below for no in the Western Conference. I would type 1 right now because I don't see the Clippers making a run here, but again, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you guys haven't bet on any NBA games this year, we're going to help you out. Chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code DEAL120. It takes you to BetDSI's website where you guys can sign up, put a deposit bonus, use our promo code DEAL120, and get a 120 deposit bonus whenever you first sign up. Put $100 down, turns into $220 for your betting pleasure. If you want to bet on those Lakers being a #1 overall seed, you can bet with it with our friends at BetDSI. And final bit of news here. There's a rumor going around that the Rockets tried to do something completely crazy at the trade deadline that no one's going to believe, but is in fact true. So, the Rockets at the deadline trade away their starting center, Clint Capella. We all know this. To trade him to the Hawks was a 3-team deal. It was a big deal overall. Many thought that this trade was essentially because they want to play small ball. We'll talk about that in a second, but they're essentially starting a 6'5" center right now in PJ Tucker at the 5 position. But apparently, there were 4 teams, including the Rockets, who were involved in trade talks to get DeAndre Jordan from the Nets to be the new starting center for the Rockets, and what would have been a crazy 4-team deal. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, it would have been the Rockets, the Hawks, the Nuggets, and the Nets in a 4-team monster deal. Again, 4-team deals don't happen in the NBA, but the big holdup here was the Rockets did not want to give up their first-round draft pick to the Brooklyn Nets, so the whole thing fell through. You see a guy like DeAndre Jordan, 8.5 points per game, 9.9 rebounds per game, 2.0 assists. He would have made the starting lineup completely different that currently is going small. They're going with the old Warrior death lineup, as they call it. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Eric Gordon, Robert Covington, and PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker, as your starting center, is 6.5 feet tall. Like, they had James Harden jump a couple nights ago because he's 6.5 feet tall. So 6'5" inches. Sorry, 6'5" inches overall, not 6.5 feet. 6'5" inches for PJ Tucker. So you talk about small ball, like, oh, the Warriors, the Rockets, they just want to play small ball. Maybe they don't. Maybe they wanted to get a center, were unable to do so, needed to get rid of Clint Capella because of the fit, and are left with having to play small ball overall. Will small ball work? That's the real question. It's worked for the Warriors. It's worked at times for the LA Lakers, but will it work going forward into the Western Conference playoffs? I'm not really sure, but I thought it was interesting to share with you guys here that despite the fact that they are going small, they looked at trading for DeAndre Jordan, and apparently we're right there. We're going to trade for DeAndre Jordan, but then the little snag there with the Nets made it not happen overall. How would Jordan and Harden have worked out overall? I don't know. I don't know. It's a very interesting trade package, but I wanted to share that with you guys here on the channel. All the time we have for today, Gordon Hayward staying put in Boston seems very, very likely. I like that move for the Celtics. Buddy Hield, he wants out. There are a lot of teams that could use a nice two-way guard, and Hield, he's signed for the next couple of years, but not that expensive. That could be happening this offseason. Obviously, the Lakers, they're still looking to get better. This is a very important year with the death of Kobe Bryant. LeBron wants to win another chip. They might add a guy like Dion Waiters that could make a lot of sense. And finally, just talked about it. The Rockets, they tried for DeAndre Jordan despite reports saying that they want to go small. Maybe they wanted to go big in the end. Subscribe again to the channel. Plenty of great NBA stuff, great NBA coverage here happening over the next couple of days and weeks. Trying to get to 160,000 subscribers with your help. All time we have for today. For Chat Sports, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.